Hi, Assalamu alaikum. This is the fourth video in the series Build a Good Life. The first one talked about character building. The second was 6 keys to self-improvement, and I hope you remember those. Reading, writing, listening, speaking, observing, behaving. Yeah? And the third one was why we behave the way we do. Our behavior stems from how we feel, our emotions. Our emotions are shaped by our thoughts, and our thoughts are a reflection of our beliefs which we acquired in our childhood. So those were the 3 videos so far, and if you are forgetting something, please go back to them. They basically set the direction. I hope that they provoke more questions than answers, because when you have the questions, you can refer to the playlists that I have provided. There is one for a deeper understanding of human nature. There's also another, which is the trends as regards the future. What does our future hold, which is so technology-driven, machine learning, AI, and so much else. And there are experts and their videos I've selected from millions so that you can benefit from them. There's also a playlist on Iqbaliyat. So Allama Iqbal is a philosopher from our society, from the East, globally recognized. So you might want to benefit from that too. And others. My interviews are also included that I've recently been giving in live sessions, etc. So refer to those. So today, this fourth video, we'll talk about the ladder of learning. The ladder of learning is essentially 4 steps. And the 4 steps are, we start from ignorance, we go into the stage of realization, we move to an area which makes us look clumsy, but if we don't become clumsy, we do not acquire the expertise we desire. So that's the 4th. The technical terms for these and what they mean, I will share with you. The first step is unconscious incompetence. I don't know that I don't know. Chill, relax. And often when we encounter something unusual, different, something we've never done before, we realize, oh, I don't know this. That realization is a light. If we take responsibility for that light, we move to the 3rd stage. And if we don't, this light diminishes and we go back into ignorance. And I find, sadly, then quite a few people, even though they have realized that they need to learn something, they don't. And there's a reason for it, perhaps. The reason being fear, apathy, could be any of those. So, my request to you is that when you are in the 2nd ladder, which is realization, known as conscious incompetence. Now you know that you don't know. Take the responsibility, learn. And when you take that responsibility, you automatically enter the stage which I call clumsiness. This is conscious competence. Just recall the first time you ever sat behind a wheel in your car. You had never driven before, but you knew what the clutch, brake, and accelerator does. You knew that. You knew what where the mirrors are, how you look at them, handbrakes, etc., etc. You also were aware of traffic signals, lights, and you certainly were knowing all of that, but had never done it before, so you were nervous, you were tense, you were worried. So my request here is that when you are in this stage of clumsiness, which is conscious competence, practice. You're going to make mistakes. When you're making mistakes, you're learning. Get feedback. And it is only through this process, which is the hardest, by the way, that you acquire a level of expertise, which comes from hours of practice. And that level of expertise is known as unconscious competence. Just think about it. If you've been driving a car for the last 10, 15 years, today, when you drive, you don't even consciously think about it. It's happening automatic. And you're just in conversations, listening to music, and thinking of things that you want to, and you're relaxing while you're driving the car. So The point here is that even if you acquire expertise in any particular field, don't forget, ignorance is right behind you. So it's really not just a ladder, it's a ladder that loops, and we need to continuously rediscover what we can do differently because this world is changing rapidly. With the technology, the way it's progressing and changing things, we just have to keep ourselves on toes. We need to be agile and flexible. So the ladder of learning, in summary, is that we move from ignorance into realization, from realization into trying out. That is the phase which is the hardest. And then from there, we acquire certain expertise, and not to forget that that expertise may not last for very long because things are changing around you. So you constantly remain in a loop of continuous learning. That's it for today. I hope to see you again next week. Thank you.